On the Other Side of the Wall. Part 1. Many years ago, en route from Hong Kong to New York, I spent a week in San Francisco. I hadn't been back in that city for a long time, and during that time, my business in the East had flourished more than I expected. Being wealthy, I could afford to return to my country to reconnect with friends from my youth who were still alive and remembered me fondly. Most important to me was Moham Dampier, an old school friend with whom I corresponded occasionally until we stopped writing, a very common occurrence among men. It's easy to see that the reluctance to write a simple, friendly letter is directly proportional to the square of the distance between the recipient and the sender. It's a law, so to speak. I remembered Dampier as a strong, handsome companion with tastes similar to mine. He hated work and displayed a distinct indifference to many of the issues that typically trouble people. Among other things, he had a fortune, which, thanks to an inheritance, he had in sufficient quantity to not need anything. His family, one of the most aristocratic and prominent in the country, took pride in the fact that none of its members had pursued commerce or politics or achieved any success. Moham was somewhat sentimental, and his superstitious nature inclined him to study occult subjects. Fortunately, he enjoyed good mental health, which protected him from extravagant and dangerous beliefs. His excursions into the supernatural remained within the bounds of what was known and considered reliable. On the evening of my visit, a storm broke. The California winter was in full swing. Incessant rain drenched the deserted streets and, driven by gusts of wind, battered the houses with incredible force. The coachman had difficulty finding the place, a sparsely populated residential area near the beach. A rather unassuming house stood in the middle of a plot of land where, as far as I could tell in the darkness, there were neither flowers nor grass. 3 or 4 trees, bent and creaking from the storm, seemed to be trying to escape their gloomy surroundings in search of a better life somewhere, far from here, in the sea. The house was a 2-story brick structure with a tower at one corner, 1 story higher. This was the only lighted spot. The sight of it made me shudder, which was intensified by the stream of water hitting my back as I rushed for shelter in the doorway. In response to my letter expressing my desire to visit him, Dampier replied, "Don't knock, open the door and go up." So I did. The staircase was dimly lit by a gas lantern at the top. I managed to reach the landing without damaging anything and passed through the door that led to a brightly lit square room in the tower. Dampier, in a robe and slippers, approached me, as I expected, to greet me. And although at first I thought it would be more appropriate for him to meet me in the hall, after I saw him, any thoughts of his possible inhospitality disappeared.